Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Conroe ISD Wood Forest Bank Stadium stream here on YouTube. I'm Jackson Cochran, and I'll be one of your voices for tonight's Week 5, right? Week 5 district matchup between the Grand Oaks Grizzlies, who are hosting the College Park Cavaliers. We are coming to you live here at Wood Forest Bank Stadium in Shenandoah, Texas. And joining me tonight in the booth is Wesley Turner. Hey, Wes.
Hey, man, what's going on? I'm ready. I don't know about you, but I am ready for some football.
Yeah, I agree.
There we go. Now you can hear me.
Yeah, we got you now. We got you unmuted. It's okay. Go ahead and let everybody know how you're doing tonight.
I'm doing good, man. I'm ready for some football, and so are these Grand Oaks Grizzlies, all their fans. They were out there tailgating before the game about an hour and a half before. This is their homecoming game, so you know the team's going to want to send the fans home happy.
Oh, you just stepped on what I was about to share. Yes, it is homecoming because we hope you have enjoyed this week because tonight it is a night of pageantry and splendor that does accompany homecoming for the Grand Oaks Grizzlies. And the Grizzlies are 1-1 in district play on the year, and so are the Cavaliers. And right now it's looking about 85 degrees on the field as the sun is beginning to set. And Wes, both these teams have a heavy pass game, and they'd like to air it out. What can you tell me about both these schools and this passing game?
Well, both these schools, like you said, they have very high-powered offenses. I think the game is really going to come down to who can defend the pass better.
Okay.
It's really going to come down to the defenses. You know, most of the time we talk about all these high-powered offenses and how they're going to win the game. I think this is the definition of, the defense wins championships.
Exactly. And I know that for Grand Oaks, junior quarterback Grant Smith, he has thrown for 737 yards on the season with 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. And on the opposite side of the field, you're going to look over at sophomore quarterback Camden Hughes. He's thrown for 737 yards with 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. And that is very good because they haven't really turned the ball over. There hadn't been many interceptions on College Park this year. Now, I know that there have been a few players for Grand Oaks in their secondary have been able to come up and ball hawk, but College Park, they have had more interceptions than anyone in the district. I've seen multiple players like Tim Thomas, Marco Beltran, David Sands, Lane Legger. They've just been able to continue to have multiple interceptions on the season, and that's one of those things that you just were mentioning about defense winning championships. Well, with the increase of the passing game, especially within high school with all these spread-style offenses, you want to have a good secondary who can cover the receivers and make sure that they can actually put their hands on the ball and get those turnovers.
Right, and as you mentioned, he has thrown for 10 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Grand Oaks, they're definitely going to try to add an interception there, which they definitely have the defense to do so, and just to force turnovers. They forced a ton of turnovers last week against Cleveland.
That they did, and you're going to see a couple key guys on the Grand Oaks side, most like Scott Rutan, who is a junior linebacker, and let's not forget about senior linebacker number 34, Brandon Moylan. He's had 3 sacks on the season, and he actually is leading Grand Oaks in total tackles for the team. And then you can look at Joshua Tang, another linebacker for Grand Oaks, and he has 4 sacks on the year and an interception. It all comes down to probably who's going to have the ball last by the end of the game. It could potentially be a high-scoring game, or like you were saying, as cliche as it sounds, another one of those defensive games, and I just want to see a lot of scores tonight. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, definitely. And with those linebackers getting all the sacks, you can definitely tell that Grand Oaks, they love to blitz.
Yes.
Both of these teams, they love to blitz, especially College Park, since they do run a 3-4 defense. You're going to see a lot of blitzes off the edge and through those B&A gaps tonight. It'll really come down to how the offensive lines can adjust and block those blitzes.
All right, before we are going to take a quick TO, we're going to have our sponsored commercials for you at home, and we hope that you enjoy them. We're going to come back and talk more about these two squads.
Wood Forest National Bank, where convenience meets community. With over 30 branch locations in and around Montgomery County, we're always close by to help you with your banking needs. But we're more than just a bank. We're proud supporters of our local community, dedicated to making Montgomery County a better place to live and work. Experience the difference at Wood Forest National Bank. Convenient, caring, and committed to you.
What if getting all the everyday care you need could work around your busy life? At Houston Methodist, you can go online to book same-day sick visits at the time that works best for you. Plus, you can text to reschedule, access test results online, and with video visits available 24/7, get urgent care without missing a beat. Find the everyday care you need at locations throughout Houston.
Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Since 1965, the team at Buckaloo Chevrolet has been working hard to deliver a better car buying experience to every customer. If you're looking for a better selection and a better car buying experience, head to Buckaloo Chevrolet. We promise no hassle, no haggle buying, and we never add things to our price you don't ask for. The price you see is the price you pay at Buckaloo Chevrolet on I-45 in Conroe, or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. And remember,
it's a better buy at Buckaloo.
Our orthopedic care is shaped around you. And you. And you. Because customizing treatments and using breakthrough techniques is how your comeback starts. Like 3D printing for ultra-precise joint replacements and providing the same specialty care as we do for the Houston Rockets. So you return sooner, stronger, better. This is orthopedic care designed for you. Memorial Hermann, advancing health, personalizing care.
Shopping for a new or used vehicle? Or just looking for a place for good, reliable service? Go with the name you know. Gullo Ford, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Toyota. The Gullo family has been serving the Conroe Woodlands area since 1970. So the next time you're shopping for a new or used vehicle or just need service, do yourself a favor and go see Gullo Toyota, Gullo Mazda, and Gullo Ford. Or log on anytime at GulloAuto.com. Gullo, let's drive.
Thank you to all of our sponsors that are able to help us bring this to you live on YouTube. And before we go any further, don't forget that if you are here, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and there's a little bell that's right next to the word subscribe. You press that, and it's going to tell you every single time we go live throughout the season, and so on and so forth. We appreciate the follow and hope that you enjoy. And let's not forget that we also have a couple of social media posts, especially on our Instagram page. We would like for you to go ahead and give that a follow too as well, because if you go to our Instagram page, we have a lot of students and people that are working in the staff that are taking a lot of photos, not just of the football teams. You're going to see them taking pictures of the drill team, a lot of action, student section, band, even fans in the stands. It's just a great way to continue to keep everyone involved with all things Conroe Independent School District sports. And if you would like to give us a follow on Instagram, that our handle is Conroe ISD Sports on Instagram. Now, Wes, we were given a little bit of a preview of a couple of the teams. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about a couple more players because we gave a little bit of a preview of our quarterbacks, but let's not forget about a lot of their favorite weapons that are on both sides of the team. Let's start with Grand Oaks. Obviously, you have Julian Kent. He's got 101 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. Then you look at number 4, junior wide receiver Preston Cloud, 194 yards receiving with 2 touchdowns. And they like to sprinkle in the run here and there. And you can look at number 3, Devin Wallace, 294 yards and 4 touchdowns. While they do throw the ball quite a bit, they still like to get the run game involved. And that's something that you want to have, especially in the spread style offense.
Right. I love the fact that they have that spread style offense. And I will say with College Park running this 3-4 defense, it's leaving the inside runs up the middle open, so I wouldn't be surprised to see if they maybe lean more on the run game today.
I like that. A couple draws, a couple counters. something to look forward to. I know that once Wallace gets into the second level, he can really escape the linebackers and pretty much accelerate his way to the end zone. But let's not forget about College Park. They have quite a plethora of weapons on their side, too, offensively. You have number 1, Jordan Stiles. He had himself a week last week. He had 3 touchdowns. I was able to call that game against Oak Ridge. He had 2 in the air, 1 on the ground. He had himself quite a night. And then you're going to look at other people like Clint Rashall, one of Camden Hughes' favorite targets, 520 yards receiving with 5 touchdowns. And let's not forget, you have the Swiss Army man. You got Jaden Agoli, who will line up in the slot at times, but he's also one of the key proponents of this run game as we see College Park make their way onto the field. Well, that was a hype video for Grand Oaks as they're about to run out of their own inflatable. College Park has already made their way onto the field. But, Wes, before the hype video, I was talking about a couple of these key players from College Park. Anything you want to add with what this College Park offense has in store for the Grand Oaks Grizzlies?
As you were talking about Rochelle, he is a big play receiver. He's got 520 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Yep.
That's almost, what would that be, over 100 yards per game.
Pretty much. And I believe his average on receptions, let me pull that stat up real quick. Just looking at receiving in general. Yeah, he's averaging 32.5 yards per reception. He only has 16 receptions with that many yards. Usually with Rashall, it's either a screen or you're going to find him like deep in the seam, and those big plays that he can, whenever they're ready to take a shot downfield, that's who you're going to want to look for. Now both teams have made their way out of the inflatables, out of their locker rooms. They're lining up on the sideline because we're about to have our kickoff and coin toss, kickoff entitlement with the coin toss. But before that, obviously, it's going to be the national anthem. But you can see that Grand Oaks, they are wearing their blue jerseys, orange pants. And we are going to mute ourselves out of respect for the national anthem and turn up the band for a quick second. So please stay tuned. Thank you to the Grand Oaks Band for a beautiful rendition of the national anthem. About to see the team captains from both squads make their way to midfield. For Grand Oaks, you can see number 34, Brandon Moylan, number 17, Joshua Tang, and number 7, Jackson DeGeorge. And for College Park, you can see number 70, Cole Cook, number 44, Aiden Endicott, who is not dressed tonight. He's just wearing his jersey. On the sideline, number 4, Marco Beltran. As we have a quick flyover from the Sheriff's Department, that was very cool. And then number 55, Rima Nwasu, for the team captains for College Park. Both teams exchanging pleasantries. Good sportsmanship. It's always about good sportsmanship, isn't it, Wes?
Yeah, it's always about good sportsmanship. You've seen the many viral clips. I believe it was Kansas and Oklahoma where they refused to shake Baker Mayfield's hand, and he proceeded to drop 50 points on him. So you always want to send good sportsmanship out.
Exactly. And they're going to get, if they would try to do stuff like that, they would get penalized here for CISD. So College Park is going to defer, and they're going to receive in the second half. We're going to get to see the Grand Oaks offense in action first. And College Park is going to be defending the north end zone. Wes, we're just moments away from another week of high school football.
Yeah, it definitely has been an exciting season so far in the district. And this game, I believe, could be a very deciding game on who gets that fourth playoff spot.
As early as it is, I do agree, because a lot of the playoff implications, you have to start to win some of these games early, and you want to try to hold your position, because right now Willis is undefeated in district. Conroe and the Woodlands are both tied in that number 2 spot, and number 3, or technically that number 4, is up for grabs from anyone else, because Oak Ridge is in the mix. You're going to have Grand Oaks in the mix. And now you have College Park in the mix. They're all going to be battling for that final spot. And Grand Oaks really wants to get their first playoff berth in school history. And College Park is trying to make it back to the postseason.
Yeah, College Park, they were in that winning-in situation against Conroe last year. They were one game away from the playoffs.
Exactly. I remember that. It was intense. So Beckett Koch ready to kick it off for College Park. Back to return, you have number 12, Kyson Morgan, and I believe that's number 8, Julian Jordan. And it's a little bit of a pooch kick, and they're going to be signaling for a fair catch. I think that was Jordan Goodwin on the return. And we're going to get to see what this Grand Oaks offense has in store for this College Park defense. It's all about scheming, and you want to win pretty much on the first play of the game. You got to make a statement on first down, because you don't want to be trailing too far back whenever you don't want a 3rd and long situation. Let's see how aggressive Grand Oaks decides to go with this first play here. So Smith is going to line up under center. You don't see that too often. It's a play action pass. Under pressure, he decides to throw it away. There were 3 Cavs in the mix trying to bring down Smith.
Yeah, and College Park, again, sending that blitz. It's one of the reasons why you don't usually see that single back under center formation anymore, is because they can get off the line quick. They can sneak their linebackers up and get through the line quick to cause that pressure.
And they brought that pressure right away, and as you can see, they're now switching to a pistol formation. Smith hands it off, and that's actually Wallace in the backfield as he breaks a tackle and runs into Smith. Smith was trying to get a block for him. A little miscommunication from the two. And now it's going to be a 3rd and long for Grand Oaks.
Once again, they were sending that blitz. He was in number 13. He was able to just get in the backfield there for College Park. That was Lane Legger. He was able, but The running back, he was able to get rid of that, shake him off, and almost reverse field there, but ran into his quarterback who was trying to throw a block, which you'd love to see quarterbacks trying to get in there on some blocking action.
I don't know. I'm more of those guys that don't let your quarterback get hurt. Smith, quick, throws it quick, underneath throw, and it is going to be an incomplete pass. So 2 passes from Smith, and it looks like it'll be a 3-and-out for the Grizzlies here on homecoming.
3-and-out. You can see that they sent a blitz before the ball was snapped to get him that running start, which allowed him to just break through the line and get to the quarterback quickly, forcing him under pressure to just throw the ball.
Just less than a minute in the start of the game. In Grand Oaks, already with a 3-and-out. Caden Rosado, the kicking specialist for Grand Oaks, back to kick, and I believe it's going to be Marco Beltran back to return. He had himself quite a night last week with his return game, but there is a flag on the play near the 30-yard line on the far side. The first penalty of the game goes to Grand Oaks.
Looks like it's going to be a false start.
False start pushes them back 5 yards. And keep an eye on a lot of the penalties. You want to have a roughly clean game. They have more guys back there to defend. But, yeah, Beltran back to return at the 30. Nice booming punt. The bounce was not favoring Grand Oaks. And that was number 52 making the stop. That was Samuel Suddeth. And nice field position to start things off for College Park as we get to see this offense.
And that was just a smart play. He saw that the ball was bouncing towards their direction. He was able to just leap up and almost catch it to stop to where it wouldn't have gotten any further.
Oblong-shaped ball, wherever it lands, you don't know where it's going to go. Now we get to see this sophomore quarterback who has not turned the ball over in the air this season. He hands it off to a goalie, and he stopped just after a yard.
Yeah, Grizzlies is able to sniff it out really quickly, see who had the ball, and just able to swarm on him.
I like that, swarming. Doesn't D'Amico talk about swarm for those Texans?
They do love their swarm.
So Hughes in the gun. As it's going to be a jet sweep over to Javonis Young as he sweeps and gets maybe 3 on that rush. Let's check the replay here. Almost got him in the backfield. Kyson Morgan with great awareness, just wrapping him up, making the stop for a 3rd and 5. College Park looking with that hard count.
It's very interesting there. It was supposed to be a jet sweep, but it looks like the quarterback, he was almost lined up a little bit too far back, and he had to lean forward, which cost him a couple extra seconds.
And a quick pass in the flat that was to number 2, Tate Chwanek. And he's just short of the first down marker. And with this type of field position, I'm sure the College Park wants to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, you're almost in no man's land at this point.
Yeah.
You're almost in no man's land, but this is definitely going to send a message to Grand Oaks that they came to play, that they're going to be aggressive on 4th downs here.
4th and 2. Young back in motion. A little bit of a bad snap. Hughes decides to keep it as he gets the first down. Just watching the replay, saw that opening in between the guard and tackle and able to get the first down. Did you see that? How that snap looked a little bit slow coming out of the center's hands.
It did, but it also looked like it was a designed quarterback run.
Now goalie with the carry again and gets stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. So these Grizzlies are able to plug up these gaps, able to allow, and looking like they're bringing a bit of a 3-4 style defense as well that College Park has been working with.
Yeah, that does appear what it is that they are doing. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if College Park maybe tries to go to the air. They've been relying on the run game a lot this drive.
Hughes throws downfield as he finds number 7, Clint Rashall. And we've talked about Rashall in the pregame, one of his favorite targets, and that's another first down.
Yeah, probably won't be the last time that we call his name tonight.
No.
He's been having monster game after monster game so far this season.
And that was good coverage from, it looked like Devin Wallace is playing a little Iron Man football, playing both ways. Split back formation. Low snap for Hughes. He decides to keep it as he sweeps right, and as he has the first down again for College Park.
It did look like a little bit of a low snap there, but great job by Hughes. They're just able to find the opening. He saw green grass, and he took it.
I'm just in awe a lot of the awareness that these student athletes have, that if anything starts to unfold, just that reaction time and able to make a quick decision as they line up with 3 wide receivers on the far side. And you look at Chwanik as he is targeted for an incomplete pass, being the lone guy on the near side.
And it looks like they have tried to go a little bit more with this passing offense, you know. They've been able to pass the ball well with Hughes having 731 yards on the season. No interceptions so far.
Able to get a lot of those quick releases, looking at the line of scrimmage. Few low intermediate throws that he is really efficient at making. So Hughes in the gun. A goalie moves to the right of him. Trips on the far side. Couple step drop. Plenty of time in the pocket as it does collapse, and he is sacked. That was Brandon Moylan getting his 4th sack on the season. Might be a half sack. Believe that someone else is in the mix.
Yeah, it was a great job, a great chop block there almost by a goalie to give him that little bit of extra time to look around in the pocket. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to find anybody open, tried to scramble, and it looks like he slipped almost.
Yeah.
Now we'll bring up 3rd and long.
3rd and very long. 3rd and 15 here. Ball on the 23. Hughes. Plenty of time as he looks downfield and he finds his man for a touchdown. 23 yards. And who was it? Clint Rashall.
Clint Rashall, and he was
wide open.
It looks like a little bit of a busted coverage. Or it was either busted coverage or he just ran his route to perfection because there was nobody within 10 yards of him.
And Hughes making great reads in the backfield. Had plenty of time. As College Park is ready to kick the extra point. And it's good. We're going to see the replay from the previous play for the score. Great angle here. Hughes in the backfield. As he looks downfield, as Wes was saying, no one was around.
Nobody was even in the end zone with him.
No. Great route, great vision, just overall great play to strike first. College Park leading 7-0 at Grand Oaks Homecoming here at the bank. Now, previous drive for Grand Oaks was an early 3-and-out. 2 incomplete passes and a 3-yard, maybe a 4-yard run. Maybe they get the rust off in this next drive, able to get ready.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me, you know, whenever we called their game against Spring, they loved to have those drag routes because they knew that Spring, they were going to put their coverage on big number 88, Ty Roop. So them putting all their man coverage on him and leaving everybody else in zone allowed them to do those quick slants and crossing routes to get those good yards.
While Roop is a good tight end, I know that they have kept him back at times to block because of how big of a body he has on the line of scrimmage. Because as we've been seeing so far from College Park, as they are kicking off, and looks to be another pooch kick as it is a fair catch. That was Goodwin yet again But College Park has been blitzing. They're bringing plenty of personnel to shake up Smith's game.
Yeah, they've been bringing plenty of personnel, those 2-3-man blitzes. It wouldn't surprise me, though, to take advantage of these blitzes if we see Grand Oaks try to run a little bit of a screen pass. Those outside screen passes, because they know the inside backers are the ones that are going to be blitzing. So if they can just get those quick screens, that'll work wonders for them.
I would like for them to get one of those screen passes over to Preston Cloud as he's lined up on the near side near the 28. As they feed Wallace as he gets stormed in the backfield. He's still trying to keep himself churning, but he's not going anywhere. The scrum is going to be a loss of yardage for Grand Oaks. And this front line of College Park is bringing the pressure.
Yeah, this front seven, they have been dominating so far in this game. That's really going to be one of the deciding factors is what it feels like if they can keep it up throughout the game. Just because they have been getting pressure on the quarterback and they have been getting to the running back right into the backfield almost.
And number 55, Remington Wasu, nose tackle. He's a disruptor as you see that he's lining up in front of the left guard right now. In the pistol formation, Smith getting blitz, dumps it over to Wallace with a check down and gets maybe those lost yards back for a 3rd and 10. But College Park playing very aggressive this early in the game, and Grand Oaks not being able to put anything in the field of play, really.
This has just been perfect textbook defense by College Park so far. They've been able to get pressure in the backfield, and even then, whenever they get pressure, you saw on that quick check down pass, all like 7 people in the box were able to swarm around them. Nobody was still in the backfield with the quarterback. They're able to just swarm and get to the ball carrier.
Smith, 2-step drop. Hearing footsteps, throws to the middle of the field. There he is. He finds Ty Roop just right in between the seams. Get your big body, find that huge target, your little safety net, and that is the first down of the night for Grand Oaks.
And there are those. That's what I'm talking about. Those quick passes you could see on the replay. College Park, they bring 6 people on that blitz, so it'll be interesting to see whether since they've seen that it can work once. Let's see if they try to maybe go back to it again, or if they try to maybe go with the run game to the outside or anything.
Colin Wallace again as he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, this run game has not been effective for Grand Oaks. You don't want to continue to get pushed back, especially whenever you had one of the best plays of the night, finding your big tight end in the middle of the field.
And that's Bryce Cooper again. That's one of the other time. He's one of the linebackers that we've seen so far in this game. He's been able to just sprint to the backfield and tackle the running back. Because now he'll be in coverage.
Well, Smith has plenty of space, and he's deciding to throw it at the line of scrimmage. He was looking for his man. I think that was 28 Colin. I'm sorry, that was number 20 Paxton McCutcheon, his other tight end. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 12.
It looked like he was very close to being above the line of scrimmage there. He was playing with fire on that pass.
Looked like I thought he was going to go ahead and keep it, try to get some positive yards. Smith goes with the screen, as you were suggesting, to Wallace. Breaks a tackle. He's still down the sideline as he finally is brought down, pushed out of bounds. It looks to be at the 27. The big screen as Smith finds Wallace.
You can see that screen worked, though, because they did send one of the inside linebackers on the blitz. Grand Oaks needs to realize what they're doing. They're sending the inside linebackers. They're keeping the outside linebackers in coverage. They're not sending them, so you're able to get those quick outs.
And they call Wallace again as he finds just a glimmer of hope through the line of scrimmage, gets to the second level, and is now a 2nd and 1. Could you say that this defense might be getting a little winded with all the blitzing they've been bringing?
And that could be one of the reasons, or that this Grand Oaks offense, they're seeing what they like and they're finding it. They're experimenting with different types of plays. We've seen them with screens, quick passes, drop backs, play actions. They're trying to basically throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks.
Smith in the pistol still, hands it back to Wallace. does get tackled, maybe for a yard loss. No, I think that he was just back to the line of scrimmage, so it's a 3rd and short. Grand Oaks wanting to tie it back up here. They are in field goal range, but if you're 3rd and short, I'm sure that Coach McDowell might be aggressive if this turns out to be a 4th and 1.
Yeah, especially with College Park being aggressive and going for it on 4th and 1 there. They're going to be in the red zone. I mean, there's really no reason not to go for it if it's on 4th and 1.
Back in the pistol, Keelan Gauze in the backfield. They give it to Gauze as he's following his blockers, and it looks like he gets himself 4, maybe 5, and that is another first down for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, so far, they've been able to get a little bit of momentum going here late in the first quarter. We'll have to see if that can carry on and maybe turn into some points.
Get a lot of that rust off from the first drive. Just forget about it. You're doing great. Move it downfield. You're in the red zone, 15 yards to pay dirt. Smith. Play action. Rolls left, and he gets pushed, and this is a sack. That was number 26, Bryce Cooper. That's a big loss for the Grizzlies.
And Cooper, he's been able to get through on these blitzes wonderfully tonight. He's been able to just rush the B gap, rush the A gap, wherever they need him to blitz. He's gone in the backfield multiple times. I have a feeling that will continue throughout this game because so far Grand Oaks, they haven't found a way to stop it. But if they want to have a chance with this offense, they need to find a way.
And being in this pistol-style offense, you have a little bit more space instead of being lined up under center with that first play of the game. Smith, quick pass over to Preston Cloud on the sideline as he moves back into the midfield, and he gets back to the 15. Maybe he's at the 14, and now it's going to be a 3rd and 9, and Cloud's going to have to come off the field because once you lose your helmet on a play, you have to sit one out. We don't make the rules, but we enforce them.
That's correct. They don't make the rules, but they do enforce them. It's really just a safety precaution because usually whenever you see helmets fly off, it's because of a big hit, and they want to get them checked out for concussions.
Back in the pistol. And that's going to be a penalty. It could be a free play for Grand Oaks, but unfortunately it's going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to be the first penalty of the night for College Park. It's going to be 5 yards for being offsides, encroachment.
Looks like they were going to try to send a blitz there, and just came across the line, which caused it looks like the nose tackle actually jumped also.
So that was Nwasu jumping. Smith with getting the free play, looking for Julian Kent. Unfortunately, just a little over his head. But there's Ty Roop yet again in the big body tight end. Just stiff arms his way into the end zone. And Grand Oaks is in for 6.
There he is, that no pun intended, big target there. You know, that man, he's 6'7". He is almost 7 feet tall, and you can't teach that.
You can't teach tall.
You cannot teach tall. You cannot teach strong. You cannot teach fast. You can teach football.
Grand Oaks for the PAT. And that kick is good. We're going to see the replay in a quick second. Wes, you want to take this one?
Sure, let's see if we can get a replay. See if I can't do my best at a little play-by-play here.
Oh, man. Where's our replay at, guys? Come on now. There it is.
Quarterback takes snap, looks over the middle, finds his big man. He stiff arms him into the end zone. He goes. Ty Roop, the big man, for a touchdown.
I like that. Goosebumps.
Tell you what, though, he's got those long arms, too. He could be at about the 2-yard line. He could really just reach out across the goal line and score.
Exactly. I know whenever we were talking about Roop, our first game together of the season, he wasn't targeted as much, but you already have 2 targets to Roop tonight. He's 2 for 2 and has a touchdown. Just that big target, that big frame. It's just easy to find your tight end and get those completions. Now Rosado kicking off again as he kicks it deep. And looks to be a return from number 17, Brian Snodgrass. Say he got 10 on the return. This is going to be the second drive now for College Park.
Yeah, College Park, they're definitely going to try to replicate what happened on their last drive. They were able to go downfield and score a touchdown, but that was because they had that good field position, which definitely could be a major factor in this game like it was in Grand Oaks' first game that we were able to call against Spring.
College Park needing 80 yards to extend their lead, or to take back their lead, my apologies. Hughes in the gun. Chwanik, little trickeration as he finds himself, Hughes, as he gets positive yardage. Little reverse turning into a pass from Chwanik as Hughes gets the reception and a first down.
Little trickery there, jet sweep. But it was actually very surprising to me. It looks like he handed it off forward, but since he did not flip it forward, he was still able to pass it. It wouldn't have been a legal forward pass.
College Park, Styles goes in motion as he finds Chwanik again. Intermediate throw, looks to be another first down for College Park. Actually just short of the first down. Keep an eye on the line judge, but that does it for the first quarter. So after 12 minutes of football, we're all tied up here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. Grand Oaks 7, College Park 7.
Yeah, it has been a very good game so far. Both teams have scored. Both teams have scored on their drives. It's been very electric with the offenses. There have been many big plays. Most of them have come from the passing game. Not very much of the run game by either team. Not very many big plays in the run game. We'll have to see if that changes or if they stick to, like you said at the beginning, before or in the pregame, they're big, powerful passing offenses.
I agree. The run game has kind of been there a little bit for Grand Oaks, but with the blitz that College Park has been bringing and also just plugging all those gaps, you've had a couple of nice runs, but more loss than gains that you've seen. Wallace was able to get a big play off of that screen that set up the Grand Oaks touchdown, and then College Park with their second drive of the night as they're about to start the second quarter, 2nd and 1, looking to take the lead back. 4 wide receivers for College Park. Styles in motion. Hughes looking downfield, looking for Young. That is 4 yards in front of him, so it'll be an incomplete pass, a 3rd and short. That's one of those things that College Park is not afraid to do, is go to the big play. We've seen that once already, and that was on the 23-yard touchdown pass to Rochelle.
Yeah, he had him open too. He had good separation on the receiver. It looks like Grand Oaks is running more of a zone defense with their 3-4, which almost is a 4-3 because they've been sending blitzes off the edge all night.
Styles back in motion. Hughes going to keep it. Design run as he actually looked like he was going to get away, but then he gets some positive yardage. He's at the 10. He gets the score for College Park.
And there he is. That is Rochelle on that big play almost. He got a big key block, able to block his guy, able to block the corner. The last guy who had a chance at catching the quarterback Hughes to stop him from getting in the end zone. Rochelle, he was able to block him into the sideline and just create that big play.
Yeah, Hughes not really big of a rusher, and that was a 46-yard rushing touchdown from the sophomore. As we do have some movement, there is a flag. Going to wait for, I believe I saw the line judge say that this one was going to be on Grand Oaks. Offsides, but the penalty is going to be declined. Extra point is good. Now
College Park able to retake their lead that they once had. But, yeah, like you were saying, Hughes, he is not very much of a rusher, but he saw green grass. It looked like the snap was a little bit bobbled. But as you can see, again, Rochelle able to get that huge key block to create that big play.
Yeah, and he was just a shoestring tackle away from being stopped at the 1, able to fall forward and get that touchdown. But even just the awareness and the vision in the backfield, seeing that while he was running around his tackle, he was able to stretch it just a little bit more to turn that corner. And I thought he was going to just get out of bounds. I wasn't expecting a big old run like that, but hats off to you, Mr. Hughes. Waiting for both teams to bring their special teams on the field. This will be the third time College Park has kicked off tonight.
And they've done a pooch kick all 3 times. Left to see if they keep with it or if they just try to boom it.
Number 85, Beckett Koch, teeing it up. There's that pooch kick yet again. And Morgan looks to be keeping it. Actually, that's Goodwin. As he gets to the 30, even if he did signal for the fair catch, they would have ended up at the 30.
It's very interesting, a little dangerous with those pooch kicks because they've been sending them very closely to the sidelines. And if he decides to not catch it and just let it roll out, that ball comes out to the 35 or the 40.
Fairly clean game with penalties tonight. I know that they've only both been penalized 1 or 2 times. We're going to get to see Grand Oaks, their third time tonight on offense. Smith hands it off up the middle, and looks like Wallace, if he just broke another tackle, he probably would have had himself quite a run. Close to a first down. Just firing through the line.
And College Park there, it's one of the few times tonight that they have not sent a blitz on that play there. They just kept the 4 men up front rushing, and Grand Oaks, they were able to capitalize on it and get a good gain.
Second and short here in the second quarter, early second quarter. Wallace gets it again as he pinballs himself for another first down. Bouncing off of his left tackle and center, finding just enough space to get a fresh set of downs for this offense.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see. They're trying. It looks like the run game has been working a little bit more these past few plays that they've ran. Maybe they've seen something on the sidelines that they like with this defense, with the play calls that they have for these run plays. It'll be interesting to see if they lean heavily on it.
Smith hands it to Wallace again. And they're going to say forward progress after a yard.
There it is again. They've been going to the run game a lot. This drive and the last drive, they had a big run play last drive to get them a first down or close to a first down, which eventually set up that big touchdown pass. Be interesting to see if maybe now they feel a lot more comfortable with this run game, to see if they can maybe implement more, play actions, outside zone runs, inside zone runs, any type of runs, honestly.
Smith, low snap, a little bit of a screen, and that is a big reception, and I believe that is Keelan Gauze. Big-time reception as he gets into College Park territory, and he is now officially in the red zone. That's another one of those big short pass game that Grand Oaks has been able to do. Here's the replay. Low snap, able to find Gauze.
Well, they does a great job blocking on that screenplay by the wide receiver and the offensive tackle. Them big boys, they love to get out in the open field, and they love to run over them little guys.
Yep.
Just bully them.
We like the burly boys. We want to give them the respect they deserve. Smith hands it off to Wallace again as he gets plugged up. Looks to be no gain for Grand Oaks. Actually, they're going to be generous and give him a yard. But what I've seen quite a bit, number 4, Preston Cloud, for Grand Oaks, the defensive back is not really playing tight coverage on him. Even if the release that Smith has, now I speak on it, and then they're pressing him right here at the line of scrimmage. Looking for Cloud in the end zone. Oh, just got a hand on it.
That was good coverage there by College Park. And like you were saying, it looks like they're running a almost zone coverage, man coverage hybrid. They're running man on McLeod, and that was just great coverage there.
I think that was Tim Thomas on the coverage.
It appears as now it's 3rd down. We'll have to see maybe if they try to maybe run it here, because maybe they think that they're there in field goal range. Maybe they want to rely on their kicker. But, hopefully if they get a couple of yards and they end up, even if they end up on 4th down, then I think they're going to go for it.
Smith almost sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Gives to Wallace as he breaks a tackle as he's trying to get to the 1st down marker. He trucks into a defender and is just short of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, there's that blitz again, able to get to the quarterback. Force him to throw it quick. Almost out of play in the backfield. But Wallace, he was able to just shake off that tackle and get a good gain, as now they're going to keep the offense out here and go for it on 4th down and 3.
Grand Oaks just needing 3 yards to keep this drive alive. And there looks to be some yellow on the field now. The false start is going to be on the offense. That's something you don't want to see, especially with a 4th and 3. But now that's going to bring out the field goal unit to get some points here.
Yeah, it appeared like they were looking for a hard count, but it worked against them.
Rosado, the sophomore kicker, looking to be a 33-yarder. As the kick is blocked. That is number 0, Tim Thomas, in on the block, and it's being returned right now from Marco Beltran.
Yeah, great play there by the College Park special teams, able to get up. It looked like it was tipped at the line. It almost looked like, yeah, he was able to just get a hand on it from the tip. It looked like it was tipped at the line because it almost took like a rainbow bounce. It wasn't the typical block that you see where it's on the ground by the kicker. But also a great play by Beltran to pick it up, realize that he had some open field, realize that the whistle hadn't been blown yet. It looks like both teams were a little bit lenient. They thought that the play was dead. It's something that you see very often on field goals, with those return field goals, that the guy who picks up the ball is able to get some good yards.
So a goalie, actually no, that's not a goalie. That is number 11, Kenzo Almeida. Gets a short gain as College Park goes to the run game. And I want to circle back as you were talking about just Beltran in general. Beltran last week had himself quite a night on special teams. He was able to get a special teams touchdown, and he's one of the key cogs in that special teams, able to just make these plays whenever he can. So Hughes drops back, moves. He gets sacked, but there is also a flag at the line.
Yeah, he got hit hard there in the backfield. Just a great job by Grand Oaks. It looks like the linebacker saw that it looked like he was about to roll out maybe, looking for some green grass, and he was able to just swarm on him.
It's now a 3rd and long. College Park at their own 40. They're lining up with 4 receivers. I do see Rashal lined up in the slot. Hughes rolls right. Another flag. Going to be most likely a hold, but that looks to be an interception. That is the first turnover interception by Hughes of the season.
And that's what we were talking about. That was just a great play by the receivers. There's a late flag there. Looks like they're going to get Grand Oaks on unsportsmanlike conduct. But
little excessive celebrating.
But I will say he got, as we can see here, the great rush by Grand Oaks, and he ran into his own man on the interception return. If he didn't run into his own man, I think for sure that could have been a pick six. There was nobody between him and the goal line.
Waiting for the referees. We know that there was a hold. Looks to be that there was a hold. Hopefully these penalties will not offset and the interception stands, because you said that they threw that flag after the play ended, correct? That's what you saw?
Yes.
Okay.
It looks like they will still give him the interception, though, because it was a dead ball penalty after the play.
Where it was going to be great starting field position, puts them back in their own territory.
Yeah, it's okay to get a little excited, but it looks like they got maybe a little bit too excited. Imitated some things they probably shouldn't have, and that drew the penalty there, which backs them up to their own 45.
First and 10 now for Grand Oaks. Smith hands it back to Wallace as he just finds a huge hole and is improving his average yards per carry tonight.
And I will say just great job blocking by the offensive line. The left side of the offensive line, I couldn't tell very much from the right side from where our vantage point is, but the left side, they had their guys driven about 2 or 3 yards off the ball, which is you love to see it as an offensive line coach and as an offensive coordinator.
Almost halfway through the second quarter. They give it to Wallace again. He gets himself a first down.
Yeah, once again, a great run, great job by the offensive line. The offensive line for Grand Oaks, I will say, they have very much picked up their play here. They've been able to pick up the blitzes. They know the blitzes that they are running, who they're blitzing, where they're blitzing, what gaps they're blitzing. They've been able to pick it up. They've been able to pick up on it and be able to block those blitzes, which has allowed them to get these big plays.
Smith feeds Wallace yet again as he has himself another nice hole running between the left guard and the center. We could potentially call this the Wallace drive.
Very much could. They've been feeding him a lot these past 2 drives. We'll have to see if it works out for him.
He's feasting. I think number 3 has been hungry tonight. The junior running back is making some improvements, has nice acceleration, quick feet. Looks like he's being subbed out right now by Kalen Gause. And Cause gets a handoff as he goes through the line into the second level for another first down. So Gause, a little 1-2 punch now from Grand Oaks, finding this run game here in the second quarter.
They very much have found their run game. Just great job blocked by the offensive line, able to create that hole. And these running backs, both of them, they have that next level ability to get that quick speed, to find the hole quickly, and to get past the linebackers before they can even find them.
We have ourselves a timeout on the field. But right now, we talked about it once the first quarter ended. It's still an exciting game just midway through the second quarter. Not a lot of points on the board, but we've seen some turnovers. We've seen blocked field goals. We should come up with a bingo card to have for specific things that we're going to see for the night. If you ever watched SNL, Stefan, this game has everything. Blocked kicks, interceptions, big sacks.
I just need force fumble and scoop and score to fill out my bingo card up here.
Well, there you go. Smith, looks like there is movement on the Grand Oaks side that's going to push him back. And another false start penalty. Now, Wes, I know that you played JV football for Conroe, correct?
Correct.
Okay. When do you guys typically do film study?
We usually do film study the first day of the week, which is usually Monday for us. The first day we'll watch our teams, the team that we're playing. We'll look for what they're doing, and then we'll watch our game film the next day.
Smith looking, and he finds Preston Cloud. That's what I want to see, a little bit more of Cloud. One of your favorite targets, not to mention your tight end, but Preston Cloud, the junior wide receiver, has been with Grand Oaks and making a name for himself.
As you're talking about with film study, it looks like this offensive line, they've been doing the same thing. After the first drive, they picked up on what they were doing with the blitzes and everything, and they were able to pick it up, which has led to a couple big plays.
So another handoff to Gauze. Gets maybe 2 or 3, waiting for, I think it's going to be a 3rd and 3 now, so there was a 3-yard rush. Plenty of time. Obviously, College Park will be getting the ball in the second half. Grand Oaks looking to tie it back up here before halftime. Well, play clock is right now at 10, looking to probably change things up as Smith able to get it off. Smith throwing to the end zone as he finds his man. That is number 2, Julian Kent, the senior wide receiver with the touchdown.
Yeah, just a great play. He's able to get that little bit of separation on the cut that he makes on the defensive back, and a great play by the quarterback Grant Smith, able to find him, throw it right at the perfect time to where the defensive back can't make a play on the ball.
Yeah, that's going to be the 3rd touchdown on the season for Kent. The good snap, good hold, good kick. It is now tied back up here with 4:11 remaining in the half. We have ourselves a ball game here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, Wes. Here's the replay. Smith able to roll out and put it where only Kent could get it.
And those are the type of routes that we saw in their first game that me and you called, where they love to have those rollout passes and they love to have the receivers follow the quarterback. It's a great play. It's a great play because then the quarterback, he's basically the same level with the receiver, so he's able to put it where only the receiver can get it.
Now Rosado is teeing it up. He did kick it deep last time, and College Park needed to go 80 yards.
Very interesting kicking formation. See if they maybe try an onside kick here.
Very interesting formation. They decide to kick it deep. Number 17, Brian Snodgrass, is going to return it again as he gets maybe to the 26. Return roughly 15 yards.
But yeah, with that formation, it was like a V shape, almost like a flying V, which you would normally see from the return team, which unfortunately the flying V and the flying wedge were unfortunately outlawed. I'm still mad about that. I think that would be perfect. It's a fun play.
When did it get outlawed?
Like the 1940s.
Oh, okay.
But which is why you don't see it very often, if at all. But it's very fun. It looks very fun.
Chwanik in motion. Hughes rolls right. Plenty of time looking down. He just throws it short to Chwanik for an incomplete pass.
I believe the outlaw, the flying wedge, is the original No Fun League NFL. That's how they got their moniker.
Nice crowd in the stands for both schools. Nothing better on Friday night than a lot of people in the stands.
Yeah, a lot of people in the stands, and they've been making some noise. We've been able to hear them up here. The bands have been playing loud. They've been playing their stadium trash, as some people like to call it.
Styles went in motion, goes to the screen for a goalie, but he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. That's number 34, Brandon Moylan, the guy that I was referring to earlier in the game, leads Grand Oaks in the team with tackles.
Yeah, it was just a great play there by Moylan, because if he doesn't make that tackle, that shoestring tackle, he goes for about a first down, if not more, because he had blockers out in front. But just a great chase down from behind tackle by Moylan.
Both teams getting plays from coaches. Grand Oaks defense putting in some work here. Play clock is at 1. College Park is going to take a timeout here. It's a 3rd and 11, Wes. Obviously, College Park wanting to get back into the end zone, put some points back on the board to take the lead at 7 at half, and then you get the ball back and you want to turn that into 14. Grand Oaks trying their best to draw 3 and out here.
It was very interesting, though. Grand Oaks on that last play, it lined up that they were going to send a heavy blitz there. Very interesting with the type of players that College Park has with Rochelle, because that means you're leaving one less man covering Rochelle and all those other big play receivers that they have. Because especially on 3rd and 11, you usually will see teams drop back their linebackers into pass coverage, but Grand Oaks, they've been aggressive so far in this game. They've been sending the blitz a lot. I have it written down in my notes that they love to blitz. And they've been proving me right. They've been showing it that they love to blitz. Their linebackers haven't dropped into coverage very much. It now looks like they are going to send another blitz off the edge.
All right. College Park with 4 wide receivers. Hughes looking downfield, looking through the seam, looking for Styles, overthrows his man. So one-on-one, number one, George Styles, Griffin Tillis. It is now a 4th and 11. We're going to see the punt team for the first time tonight from College Park.
Well, so this could be a very pivotal stop here for that Grand Oaks defense, because now they have the ability to go down and score to nullify that 1-2 punch of one drive, and then College Park getting the ball back. Be very interesting, because the offense, they need to capitalize on this drive here and get some points.
As they were able to capitalize off of the interception turnover. There is some movement. Beltron back to punt. And Cloud back to return. Getting away from it. It's going to be a nice roll for College Park. And Grand Oaks is going to start this drive at their own 34. And Wes, 3 timeouts for Grand Oaks, 2:57 to get into the end zone. Time of possession has been pretty much down the middle this game. And some drives have been a little rapid.
I will say I don't expect Grand Oaks to use very many of their timeouts on this drive, because they have 3 minutes left. I expect that if they score quick, they're going to try to use their timeouts on defense so they can try to get the ball back and go up by 2 scores if they end up scoring here.
Smith back in the pistol. Throws to the sideline, and that is Julian Kent as he gets 4, maybe 5. They say it's a 4-yard gain. Those quick little passes at the line of scrimmage. Some of them are screens. Kent line back up in the slot. Grand Oaks not really needing to rush here. They hand it off to Wallace. He gets 3. Now it's a 3rd and 3. Close to 2 minutes left in the half. Hovering near midfield.
College Park, they've been sending that blitz that they've been sending it all night. although it seems that Grand Oaks, they've been able to exploit it a little bit more. They've been able to see almost which sides that one linebacker's blitzing. They've been running it to the other side, so that takes him out of the play, and they've been able to get those quick screen plays like you've seen. They had that big screen pass to the running back. They've been able to make big plays.
Another handoff to Wallace with a bunch formation. He gets the first down for Grand Oaks. We might have ourselves an official timeout. No one's going to need to burn a timeout here. Now the officials call the play dead. Close to midfield. Ball's at their own 46 while we have a timeout. Still not a sense of urgency for Grand Oaks. You have a minute 37. 64 yards is still a trek to make. Wouldn't you want to try to have a little bit of tempo getting back to the line?
I feel like whenever they get into 1 minute, into 1 minute or 45 seconds, I think that's whenever we'll try to see maybe a little bit more tempo here. They've been going no huddle all game. Both teams have. It's very interesting so far. I don't think any team in the district really runs a huddle offense.
No.
Most teams run the no huddle with the signs coming from the side, which we've seen on the sidelines. 4 people doing the signs for the quarterback. They're trying to not have a Connor Stallions Michigan situation on their hands here.
Very much so. Good reference. Fresh set of downs. Play resumes. The clock is going. And they feed Wallace again, but he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Interesting play call, going for a run.
I mean, I honestly don't blame him. The run has been working so far on these past 2 drives. That time right there just didn't work. Number 13, number 13, Jason Lager, he's multiple times so far in this game, he's been able to just get into the backfield, and he just slung him down.
Yeah, Lager has been able to find his way and make plenty of tackles for College Park. So a 2nd and long, less than a minute remaining here. Lined up in the pistol is Grand Oaks. Smith talking to his running back. College Park bringing the blitz again as they give it to Wallace, and College Park could potentially call a timeout here with the 3rd and long to have some time with the way that this defense has been aggressive, and that looks like that is what they're doing.
Yeah, it's 3rd and long. You want to save some time for offense. They still have two timeouts left after they call this one, so they're saving some for offense. I'd like to see it because then you're able to maybe put a drive together, because with the way that Grand Oaks has been punting, you can maybe get the ball at your 25, 30, 35 maybe, and who knows, you can maybe even break off a big return. But it really all comes down to if they were able to stop him on this 3rd down and long.
Especially with Marco Beltran returning punts for College Park, he's able to make huge. He had a massive punt return for touchdown last week, because when Oak Ridge punted, the bounce, he read that bounce perfectly, and they thought that he was just going to let the play die. Instead, no one was around him, gets the ball, and just takes off, and it was just pure magic, finding himself at least an 80-something plus yard return for touchdown.
And that's something that you were talking about earlier, the ability, like the quick sense to find open grass or read the ball, this quick knowledge of all these student athletes that they've been showing so far in this game, not only in this game but just across the district. It's just been amazing to watch.
Looks like College Park is going to be bringing 7 here. Actually 6, my bad. Smith finds Roop in the middle of the field and gets into College Park territory. It's going to be a 4th. It's going to be a 4th and 4, maybe 4th and 5.
Looks like they're going to keep their offense out on the field.
Yeah, it's less than 10 seconds here. They're going to go ahead and let time expire for halftime. But this has been a fun game so far as the clock hits zeros. It's tied up, Grand Oaks 14, College Park 14. Exciting game so far. Anything you want to add, Wes, going into halftime?
I will say it looks like Grand Oaks has picked up the momentum so far with their offenses. With the offense, their offensive line has just been able to figure out like what College Park is doing, and they've been able to nullify it and get these big plays. They've had big plays on the ground and through the air in the second quarter, it feels like. But they've been able to just exploit the College Park defense, and it feels like that's the missing link for College Park almost now. They've found, like, whenever they found the Beltron, or not Beltron, but Clinton or Rashal wide open in the end zone, it feels like that they need to go back to almost some of those type of plays, some of the plays that have worked for them, those quick outs, those quick runs up the middle, those deep passes almost. It just feels like that's what they need to do. They need to they figured out before in the first quarter how they can exploit Grand Oaks' defense, but it feels like they just haven't been acting on it.
Great analysis as we are going to take a quick break. Obviously, the halftime show is about to start. It is homecoming, so it's going to be a slightly extended for the homecoming court, but College Park is going to start with their drill team, color guard, and band, and we are going to go ahead and mute ourselves, and we will see you guys shortly following halftime.
College Park High School proud to present the award-winning Cavaliers. Cavaliers in attraction to Allison Lowry and Hillary Bricker. The social officers are President Trini Sears, Vice President Reagan Davenport, Social Media Chair Coco Purser, Spirit Chair Holly Henshaw, Secretary Samantha Dooley, and new member liaisons Sophie Bruckner and Val Mesa. The regular officers are Major Haley Harrell, Lieutenant Major Patty Matthews, Senior Lieutenant Lily Matthews, Junior Lieutenant Addison Belcher, Kennedy Boyer, Ella Dawson, and Kayla Sickles. Our Rookie of the Week is Bailey Lawson. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Holly Henshaw. And the Revelator of the Week is Katie Meredith. Tonight, the Revelators performing their halftime pond routine for Ready for It. Take it away, Revelators. Ladies and gentlemen, now filming on the Wood Forest Stadium field is the mighty Captain Marching Band. Tomorrow, the Cavalier Band is performing at 3:30 at the Bands of America marketing competition here at Wood Forest Stadium field. We welcome you to come out and support our great band in the competition tomorrow. Good luck, band. Tonight, we would like to welcome our future college band members from Knox Junior High, led by Ms. Jennifer Dillard, Cameron Ahmed, and Andres Garcia. The Knox band will be performing helping to help us out at the end of the show as a big welcome to our Knox Knights. Let's hear it for our Knox Knights Junior High. Award-winning Cavalier Band under direction of Mr. Jeff Corey. Assistant band director is Mr. Aaron Owens. The percussion director is Mr. Rob Zavala. And the color guard director is Mr. Fernando Rodriguez. Your Cavalier Band drum majors are Elizabeth Dillard, Paige Crosby, Alexander Barris, and Derek Walker. Our section of the week is our Knox 8th graders. Tonight, our band has decided to show you parts 1, 2, and 3 of their 2024 show titled Wavelength. And now, get ready to enjoy a great show. It's time to watch these great young men and women perform for you the sights and sounds of the award-winning Captain Marching Band. We hope you enjoyed the show. Get ready for a great second half, and go Cavs! Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we have the absolute pleasure of announcing the 2024 Grand Oaks High School Homecoming Chorus. And now, presenting the chorus. Representing the freshman class, the Scarlet Dance. She's escorted by Natalie and John Dance. Mr. Jacob Robichaux is escorted by Monica and Matt Robichaux. Presenting the sophomore class, Ms. Ivy Zimmerman. Escorted by Jenny and Kurt Zimmerman. Mr. Darnell Gibson, escorted by Nolan and Joshua Williams. Presenting the junior class, Ms. Hannah Harris, escorted by Heather Collins and Johnny Harris. Mr. Chase Simon, escorted by Michelle and Sean Simon. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 freshman, sophomore, and junior representatives on the homecoming court. Let's give them all a round of applause. And now, representing the senior class, escorted by Liz and Trey Ables. Mr. Austin Beal, escorted by Jimmy and Bobby Beal. Ms. Lexi Hendricks, escorted by Kim and Eric Hendricks. Mr. Cole Cochran, escorted by Amanda and Chris Cochran. Ms. Addison Laura, escorted by Christy and Benjamin Laura. And Mr. Carson Richard, escorted by Elvie and Rick Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 senior representatives on the homecoming court. Let's give them all a round of applause. And now, without further ado, the 2024 homecoming queen is Addison Laura. And the 2024 homecoming king is Carson Richard. Let's give all of our Grizzlies a final round of applause. Please also show your appreciation for the Grandos Floral Design class. They have generously taken the time to contribute flower bouquets, corsages, and boutonnieres for this evening. Student Council would like to thank James Bush, Connor Marquez, Michael Flake, Hannah Gaston, Michelle Loff, and Michael Sherman for making this event successful on the field. Additional thanks go to Student Council representatives Natalie Bourgeois, Olivia Cardona, Aubrey Gonzalez, and Aurora Stewart. The Grandos Marching Band would like to remind you that it will perform its halftime show after today's game, so be sure to stick around. Thank you, band, color guard, drum team, and cheer for all you bring to our games every week. And lastly, thank you to the audience for your attention and your continued support of our Grizzlies. Conroe ISD would like to thank the press box sponsors for the 2024 season. They are Buca de Beppo at the Portofino Shopping Center in Shenandoah, Buffalo Wild Wings at the Portofino Shopping Center in Shenandoah, Chick-fil-A on College Park, Chili's on Lake Woodlands and Indian Springs, Chewy's in Shenandoah, Culver's in Conroe, David Buster in Shenandoah. Rico's in Conroe. Mackenzie Barbecue in Conroe. Outback Steakhouse in Conroe. Pedro's Taco Bar in Conroe. Raising Cane's of Conroe, the Woodlands and Richmond Road. Red Robin in Shenandoah. Russo's Grilled Pizzeria in Conroe. Spring Creek Barbecue in the Bona Vita Shopping Center in Shenandoah. Burnett's Country Catfish in Conroe. Wings and More in Conroe. And Walk-On's Sports Bistro in Conroe. Again, a special thanks to Chili's on the Woodlands and Indian Springs for sponsoring the press box tonight. Please support these fine local food establishments that support Conroe ISD.
We hope you all have enjoyed the halftime festivities, especially homecoming. Congratulations to Addison and Carson on your new reign as homecoming king and queen this year for Grand Oaks. I see that they had a little bit of Secret Service on the sideline as they're moving back from the court.
Gotta protect the king and queen.
Well, we saw the king kind of was walking in front of the queen a little bit. You need to stay with your queen. Don't need to be that disrespectful, but you gotta be walking side by side with the queen. Y'all on a level playing field. And speaking of a level playing field, it's all tied up here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, 14-14. We're just 3.5 minutes from the second half starting. College Park, they're warming up in the end zone. Grand Oaks, they finally made their way out of the locker room, getting some calisthenics, a little stretching going on. Wes, we had ourselves quite an eventful first half. You pretty much called it, talking about how this is going to be a defensive game. And while it's a low-scoring game, these defenses have been disrupting a lot of what both of these offenses have had in store for us tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you saw that big interception midway through the second quarter or early in the first. I can't remember exactly when, but it was a huge interception, which unfortunately they lost yardage there They lost yardage for the penalty after the play, but College Park also had the big blocked field goal.
Yeah.
Which they unfortunately could not capitalize on points, I do not believe. I believe they did end up having to punt, which was a very, very pivotal stop there for the Grand Oaks defense, because they would have gotten the ball back after the second half, or they would have gotten the ball back like they are here, but they were able to stop it. They weren't able to score again, and they were able to stop the possibility of a 2-touchdown lead.
As you were mentioning the interception, that was the first interception on the season for number 30 junior linebacker Kevin Ross. And then you talked about the blocked field goal. That was Tim Thomas, number 0 for College Park, the senior defensive back. He has been getting really close, especially on PATs, but able to get the block on the field goal, which negated the points. And you also have to mention just Marco Beltran on the special teams getting a return. Didn't really get into the Grand Oaks territory, but it could have been a huge play for College Park getting points, especially after that field goal block. Now, both teams have now made their way from their inflatables. There's some of that orange smoke from Grand Oaks that's billowing away just a little bit. It's lingering some, though. But it's been an exciting first half of football, especially on homecoming. The weather's just right outside. The humidity has gone down. We're kind of getting that fall atmosphere yet again.
But let's not get our hopes up. We know
we don't need to jinx it.
We know in about a week it's going to be back in the 90s and it's going to be humid to death. We're all going to be sweating like greased up hogs. It's going to be. Let's not get our hopes up just yet.
Greased up hogs.
Hogs.
That's a good one.
Speaking of hogs, this offensive line here for Grand Oaks, they've been doing great so far. I feel like that's definitely one of the key major parts of this Grand Oaks offense and why they've been able to keep in this game.
Great segue. It's just 15 seconds before play is about to resume. Just going to give a quick recap of some of the scores. There was a 23-yard touchdown reception from Rochelle, the first drive for College Park, and then the second drive for College Park. Hughes had himself that 46-yard touchdown run. And then on the Grand Oaks side of things, it was the Ty Roop touchdown off the second drive, and then the Julian Kent reception off of their fourth drive. And that's where we stand here with the 14-14. Both teams right now, they're still 1-1 in district play, most likely vying for whatever that fourth available spot is. I know it's early, but you want to try to be in the mix for the postseason. College Park, we've seen them a couple times in the postseason over the years. This is Grand Oaks. They're still trying to find their first way into the playoffs, and this is the second season under Coach Sean McDowell, and also it's the second season for Coach Kyle Coates on the College Park side as they're lining up, ready to tee it off here for the second half. In College Park, since they deferred in the first half, or at the coin toss, Rosado's going to kick it deep, and little miscommunication on who was going to return it, and that's going to be Beltran. Starting off around the 5, gets over to the 23. That's where they're going to down him. And we're going to get to see College Park with the ball this first time this half. I know we talked off mic before we came back on mic, and I was asking, since you do play high school sports, what y'all really talk about in the locker room before you go back out there. And it's more, you said, just more of a relaxation just before preparation of the second half, huh?
Yeah, it's a little bit of relaxation, but it's also, you like to talk about what you see also.
All right, Styles was in motion, and then it was going to be a quarterback keeper from Hughes as he gets tackled. So the option was a loss of yards for College Park. First play of the half. And you had 3 Grizzlies maul their way behind the line of scrimmage. And College Park is lining up with 4 wide receivers, twins both sides. I believe that's a goalie in the backfield to the right of Hughes. Grand Oaks bringing 3, taking a shot downfield, and he finds his man. That is Rashal again. Double coverage, but still able to come down with it. College Park taking a shot early here in the second half, getting a first down and in Grand Oaks territory.
Great play by Rashal there, and that's one of the few times that we've seen tonight that Grand Oaks hasn't sent a blitz. And I feel like that's one of the main reasons why he was able to get that pass off, because the offensive line, it's a lot easier to block 3 guys than it is to block 5.
The call on a goalie gets himself 8 on the carry, sprinkling in this run game. Yeah, I saw what you were talking about from the previous play. They only brought 3, plenty of time for Hughes behind the line, and was able to get that pass off as they hand it back off to a goalie. Looks like he is just short of the first down marker. Could be a measurement if they wish to do so. It's going to be a 3rd and short. So a goalie is still in the backfield. They're going to line up under center. Hughes trying to get the sneak, and they give him the sneak. He's a successful quarterback sneak for College Park. And one of those things that when you see a quarterback line up under center, especially on a down, whatever down it is in short, you're going to expect one of those quarterback sneaks as they line back up in the gun.
Yeah, that play looked like a quarterback sneaker, almost like a tush push, you could say. A goalie able to get him across the line.
Grand Oaks bringing pressure. Hughes runs out of the pocket as he goes near his sideline and just gets tackled short of the sideline, and it's now going to be a second and short. College Park successful this drive, moving downfield pretty much after the Rashal reception.
Looks like they are going to go back to show a blitz off the edge here with that almost four-man down front.
And they hand it to a goalie again as he gets stopped behind the line. It's now going to be a third. Say it's going to be a 3rd and 4 as they are in the red zone.
I think right now you're definitely in 4-down territory at this point in the game. At this point in the game, it's tied up. You're in your red zone. I feel like it's definitely 4th down.
Play action. Looking for Chwanek in the slot. He gets the first down, and new life is here for College Park as they are moving in the red zone.
Yeah, and that new life all started with that big play by Rochelle. That big play. It was double coverage, too. That was just a great play, I must say.
I think it was a 45-yard reception. So Hughes going to keep it again. Design run. The goalie could have been the option. It's now a second. It's a 2nd and 6. Ball on the 9. They're going to say 2nd and 7 to be exact.
College Park, they're running this trips left formation, but there's only 3 defensive backs in that area on the left side. Wouldn't it surprise me if they maybe try to go for a little bit, some sort of quick screen or a quick pass to that area?
We haven't seen Jordan Stiles much tonight, number 1, who is lined up in the slot in that trips formation. He could get some action as Chwanek goes in motion. So a goalie gets the handoff, tries to extend at the line, but he gets at least the first down. It's a fresh set of downs. It's going to be a 1st and goal at the 1 for College Park. I don't know, that's a little scary trying to extend the arm and try to make the play at the line, because if it fumbles and goes into the end zone, that could potentially be a touchback as they are now punching it in with another. Oh, the ball comes out. The ball comes out at the line. Grand Oaks just short of recovery. That was Chwanek able to get the recovery. Great awareness by Chwanek watching the ball come out. It was scary for College Park.
Definitely could have been disastrous. It looks like he was trying to just reach over the goal line, and great play by Grand Oaks to smack the ball out. So you can see here on the replay, it looks like it just got lost in the scrum. It did look like he was trying to reach out over the goal line. Looks like almost the play that Sam Hubbard scored on against the Bengals, where one of the defenders was able to knock the ball out. They almost had a similar play there, but just great play by a goalie to pick
design
up the
keeper
fumble.
to Hughes. He's still moving, just short of the goal line. It's now 3rd and 1. So 3rd and 1. Well, technically 3rd and goal, ball at the 1.
Going with the Wildcat formation here.
Yeah, Chwanek, he usually will keep it himself. So Chwanek gets it, and he punches it in for the score.
Yeah, that was a great play. Very interesting Wildcat formation. They had Hughes lined up as a wide receiver, which you see often in the Wildcat formations. You usually see the quarterback lined up in the slot. But it was just a great job blocking up by the offensive line to block their guy into the end zone to create that big hole there.
Before the PAT, there is an official timeout right now. But, yeah, very aggressive by College Park, continuing to try to just force their way through the goal line, and they finally got it with that Wildcat and the design run with Chewanik. It's something that College Park has done over the years. They do incorporate a little bit of a Wildcat from time to time. Over the years, I've seen a few great players in College Park history that have been super successful. Now, Chewanik is that Swiss Army man that they've been utilizing, as he's also holding the snap. He's the placeholder. And the extra point is going to be good. So just the 1 yard run. And that was quite a drive from College Park. They almost took 6 minutes off the clock in the first bit of the half.
Yeah, as you can see there on the replay, that was just a great block by a goalie to get that. That was basically the key block to get him into the end zone.
While we mentioned a lot about how these defenses have been attacking, being able to keep the time of possession will most likely come in to play a lot tonight, because in the pregame, I did say that it's probably going to be whoever ends up with the ball last is going to be the one who is going to run away with it, because it's been close all night. College Park continues to take the lead over Grand Oaks. They had the first score 7-0. Grand Oaks tied. College Park 14-0. Grand Oaks tied. Now it's 21-14. Grand Oaks with their first drive coming up, looking to tie it back up and make this and continue to make this an exciting football game here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. So Koch, the ball comes out on the return. They're going to say that College Park has it, and it is a recovery for College Park.
That incredibly huge play there. Great play by the College Park special teams to force that fumble, and just, it bounced right into the hands of College Park. That is just incredible play.
So Jordan Goodwin on the return, who's been returning it for them. As he was coming down, the ball just pops right out like some corn out of the popcorn popper when you go to the movie theater.
Yeah, and it was just the classic, he hit it, popped out.
Got to punch the ball, and we're going to see this College Park offense come back on the field and looking to capitalize on the turnover and extend this lead with phenomenal field position. Hand it off to a goalie. As he gets pinned, they're going to stop forward progress at the line, but the ball comes out again. Do we have ourselves another turnover?
No, it looks like they are going to rule them for forward progress. I heard the whistle was blown.
I heard the whistle too.
It is one of the many faults that people bring up whenever they bring up forward progress rules, that the people think that they either call it too early or they call it too late. There's no in between.
Yeah, this game has already had everything. Referenced it earlier. About to have back-to-back fumbles. That would have been crazy. So Hughes in the gun. Two-step drop. Finds Chewanik. Goes out of bounds. Good intermediate throw. It's going to be a 3rd and say 4. Just 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. College Park leading. Keeping the same personnel.
And Oak showing the blitz again. They've loved to blitz off the edge this game. And sometimes it's worked for them, and other times it hasn't. It really depends.
Seeing some press coverage up at the top of the screen. As he's looking for his man that's young in the end zone. Actually, there's a flag in the end zone. Could potentially be pass interference. They were looking for Jordan Stiles to be exact.
Will depend, but
I was keeping an eye on Javonus Young. I saw him at the top of the screen, but he was also throwing near Jordan Stiles, but waiting for the penalty.
I will say, though, that was great pressure by the Grand Oaks defense. Hughes, he got smoked after he threw that ball. Very lucky that they didn't throw a flag for roughing the passer there. We will see no.
We're having some pass interference on the defense. It's going to be an automatic first down. That's the 6th penalty of the night for Grand Oaks, the first one this half.
And in the UIL, in the Texas high school football, it is a 15-yard penalty instead of a spot foul, which will you see in the NFL.
Haven't been. Well, Hughes hands it off to Beltran. Trying to turn the corner. He gets it. He's looking for the end zone as he crosses the plane. And they capitalize on the turnover with the score.
There is a flag down. If this is on the offense, that thing is coming back. It looks like it was thrown in the vicinity of holding.
Good catch, good catch. Yeah, it's right at the 19-yard line on the near or on the far side. Waiting for, yep, you were right on the money. That's just the 3rd penalty tonight for College Park.
Yeah, College Park, they played a very clean game, but that could definitely be one of the big costly penalties later in this game to take away the touchdown and take away that two touchdown lead that they could possibly have.
Going back to the Wildcat. Now Beltran in the backfield. He's going to go ahead and keep it as he moves in between the tackles. And he gets those 10 yards back. It'll now be a 2nd and 10. And the Cavaliers are back in the red zone. And this entire quarter has been all Grand Oaks. They have had possession the entire quarter pretty much.
Grand Oaks, they've been stacking the box, so it wouldn't surprise me to see if they maybe try to attack some of the outside here.
So they call him Beltran again. Just short of the first down marker. It'll be a 3rd and short. They're going to say he was down 2 yards shy of the first down marker, so it's 3rd and 2. This run game has been successful with this drive for College Park. They call him Beltran yet again, and he finds a clear path, and he gets in for the score. He had that big score that was nullified, and they wanted to make sure he gets that score back for his stat sheet as they extend the lead by 13 at the moment.
Yeah, and it's a great play blocking by the O-line, by everybody, honestly, blocking that big open hole to allow him to basically walk and dance into the end zone.
Special teams lined up for the field goal. Looks like we have movement. It's going to be a penalty. The extra point was good.
Looks like it's going to be offsides.
We're going to get a replay here. So Becca Koch. Been perfect on PATs tonight. And perfection continues to stay there.
Now, this is a big drive for Grand Oaks' offense here to try to keep them in this game. They need some points here, some form of points, whether it be a touchdown or a field goal. As you can see there, like I was talking about, great blocking by the offensive line to able to just drive their guys out of the play. Great job blocking by the wide receivers, you know. People always say colleges, they don't look at they don't look on how you act whenever you get in the ball. They look how you act whenever you're not getting the ball. And you can see those wide receivers all game. We've seen even Rochelle on that big block down here, on the big block for the touchdown.
Yeah, on the 46-yard rush with Hughes. You're right. And the fact that College Park has controlled the clock this entire quarter, it's a lot of time to be made up for Grand Oaks.
Right, because in this quarter where there's 3 minutes left in the third quarter, and Grand Oaks' offense has not taken the field so far.
Yeah. So Cook ready to kick it off. Signaling for the fair catch. I think that was number 13, Jordan Goodwin. Maybe it was number 18, Bryce Turner. Some of those 3s and 8s kind of get bunched whenever a lot of these players have those jerseys up a little bit. But this is the first time we're going to get to see the offense for Grand Oaks this half.
Like I was saying, it's definitely a huge drive here to try to get down and score.
Grand Oaks back in their pistol formation. Heavy loaded at the line. It's going to be a sweep. And I see that Wallace gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss. And there's College Park bringing everything in the kitchen sink, stopping the run for 2nd and 12.
That's the thing that they've been doing so good, that they were doing so good in the beginning of the first half, but it feels like that Grand Oaks kind of figured out what their blitzing, what they were doing with their blitzes, and they were able to get that run game going in the second quarter.
Smith, plenty of time in the pocket. Looks like he's going to keep it, but there is a flag on the play as he threw a dart incomplete. Looked like he might have been looking for Roop in the middle of the field. Probably is going to be a holding call. Actually, I don't know. The flag was not near the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be holding
on the defense.
They'll give them 5 and a first down. Could potentially be a big play. A big penalty to give them the first down. Now it's first down and 5 at their own 30.
So fresh set of downs following the penalty for Grand Oaks. Take it any way you can get it. Am I right, Wes?
Yeah, you got to take them anywhere you can get them.
Smith still in the pistol. Quick snap. Throws and finds Kent. As he's able to turn the corner out of bounds, there's a late flag. I think that they're going to call a penalty for unnecessary roughness. And that's going to be a big, big penalty. So it looks to be a face mask on College Park. Tack on 15 more. That's the 5th penalty of the night.
And that means that's a 25-yard play for the Grand Oaks offense to get them into College Park territory. It could be a very, very costly penalty for the College Park defense. But like I've been saying, these teams they need to start attacking the outside, because both teams they're loading the box. They ran the screenplay. If he breaks that tackle there, he's gone for a touchdown. Wouldn't surprise me if they start trying to attack him the sides.
Tim Thomas is lined up against Preston Cloud at the bottom of the screen, but they hand it off to Wallace again as there's no hole for him to go through, as it's going to be a loss. You're right. It looks like College Park is just begging them to throw to the sideline, because the amount of room that Tim Thomas has been given Cloud, he could easily get himself five yards or even more just on one reception.
But I mean, that really talks about that really tells how much confidence you have in your defense, to where that even if they do throw it that way, that you can stop them.
Play action for Smith. There is a flag at the initial. Smith going downfield looking for Preston Cloud. It's going to be an incomplete pass.
Yeah, that was just a great play there by the College Park defender to just knock the ball. It looked like he had the ball in his hands, but he was able to just hit it out.
Sophomore defensive back Jordan White, number 14, was able to be there on the coverage in front of Cloud, waiting for the penalty. I believe this is going to come back on Grand Oaks. my calculations are correct, that's now the 50th yard. It's been 50 yards and penalties for Grand Oaks tonight. And it's going to be a 2nd and 15 with just a minute 18 left in the third.
So it's very interesting that they did let that play run, though, because usually with the false starts, they blow it dead immediately. So it makes me think it could have been more of an offsides instead of a false start.
Smith looking to the sideline as he gets Darnell Jackson. He gets those penalty yards back and then some. Looks to be a 6-yard reception, so a 3rd and 9. Obviously, this is 4-down territory for Grand Oaks. We don't see them potentially punting if it is going to be a 4th. Obviously, you want them to get the 1st down here.
Right. I mean, especially at this point in the game, down by 2 scores in College Park territory, this is definitely 4-down territory.
College Park sending everybody. Smith rolling right, looking downfield. He's looking and just short of his man. That was Darnell Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson was open. He was just on the run. It looks like he threw it off of his back foot, and that's what caused it to be a little bit short. If he just stays a little bit more flat-footed and he throws it a little bit farther, then that's a touchdown. It was just a great play by Jackson to get that separation on his man.
We do see the punt team out here for Grand Oaks. I doubt that there would be some sort of fake right here. Beltran hovering around the 5 for the return. Good snap. Rosado kicking deep. Ooh. And Beltran decided to keep it as it bounced off of a Grand Oaks player. He's going to start this. They're going to field it at the 5.
We'll say that is a very smart play by Beltran because the way that thing was bouncing, that thing was bouncing, my bet with that it would be down almost at like the 1 or maybe the 2 or maybe even the 1 yard line.
Well, I assume that once a player on the opposing team touches the ball, I thought that the play would just die right there. They would just call it an official down unless the defender actually has to have full possession of the ball.
It's very interesting. I personally didn't see it touch anybody, but your vantage point is also the same as mine. So
I swore it just hit off of someone's foot, but they go ahead and hand it off, and I think that was over to Almeida right there as he gets positive yardage, making it fairly safe for him, not being so close to a potential safety. It's a 2nd and 3 now.
That's also one of the reasons why that was a smart play by Beltran because now they have a little bit of room to work to get these plays off and not worry about a safety.
Styles goes in motion. Hughes hands it off to Almeida again. Big hole, spin move. Gets 1 yard, maybe 2. They're going to give him 2. It is now a 3rd and 1. And as time is expiring here in the third, we're going to move to the opposite end of the field for 12 more minutes of football. Wes, it's been quite an eventful third quarter. College Park had sole possession pretty much of that entire quarter.
Yes, they did, and I think that's definitely the main story about the third quarter is that they were able to maintain possession for almost the full quarter, and they were able to go up by 2 scores.
As they play the Sandstorm hype song for Grand Oaks, trying to get them back into this game, trailing 14 to College Park on homecoming. Grand Oaks looking to start their own couple traditions here in their infancy of this school. Right now, 1-1 in district play is along same as College Park. Now, Grand Oaks has a 3-1 record. College Park a 2-2 record. It's just been a fun game tonight here at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
And like you're talking about, this entire program for Grand Oaks is in its infancy. It's only the 6th year that the school has been open, and it's really a testament to how much they've built up the program that they're already in playoff spot contention, and only their 6th year of being a school.
3rd and 2. Hughes is going to keep it. Design run. Looks like he gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss, so it'll be a nice stop here for Grand Oaks.
Hughes, he got hit hard. As you can see, he's a little shaken up there, but he got hit. He got rocked.
That was a pretty big hit. Good thing that he was able to get up and get to the sideline. Now we're going to see the punt team. So Beltron's going to be kicking from the end zone here.
So definitely be some great field position for Grand Oaks.
Yeah, Cloud is lined up near midfield. Plenty of space. If he just has an open lane, see what he can do. Trying to block punt, almost blocked by Grand Oaks. Cloud able to run near the near sideline as he goes back to the opposite end of the sideline, trying to turn a corner. Got more yards going sideline to sideline than on the return. But still excellent field position just right at midfield. Looking to get 53 yards to find a way to get into the end zone here in the 4th quarter for Grand Oaks.
It looks like a Grand Oaks defender did get his hand or his fingertip on the ball there to tip it a little bit.
I think that was Evan Phillips that was in on the mix, making that dive. Number 44, senior linebacker. Say this about Grand Oaks: they have some decent They have a decent linebacker room.
They very much do. As now their offense take the field, this is definitely a must-score drive. If the last drive wasn't a must-score, this one is.
4-down territory for sure. No need to just have an up-tempo style offense. Let the plays develop. But the play clock is at 7. It looks like they're going to go ahead and burn a timeout. It's something you don't want to do. You want to have these timeouts later in the game, but this is going to be the first timeout of the half as the play clock was at 7 for Grand Oaks. But just like the first drive for Grand Oaks in the beginning of the game, it's the second drive is where they were able to get success. Got to get that rust off, probably from the rest. Let's see what Grand Oaks has in store for this second drive. They're able to find Roop on the touchdown in the second drive of the first half. This is going to be their second drive of the second half. And which is wild to even say because we are already in the 4th quarter because of how much time College Park has controlled with their 3 drives.
Right.
After recovering the fumble on the kickoff.
I feel like one of the main stories about this second half and about this game in general is the fact that they won the time of possession battle by a lot, especially with that 3rd quarter.
And the turnover battle has been dead even. Both teams were able to capitalize and score points off of turnovers.
Yeah, this game really has come down to both defenses with the turnovers and the big stops.
They're going to go empty here. Smith, pocket, looking downfield. It's a wide open man for Kent, just overthrows him. I like taking the shot downfield early on first down. While Smith was stepping up in the pocket, had a little too much strength on that throw. But Kent was just maybe a yard or two in front of the defender.
Yeah, he had separation to where if he caught that, he very well could have been gone for a touchdown, which is what they need on this drive. They don't need field goals. They need touchdowns.
Play clock at 7. There looks to be some miscommunication yet again from the sideline. They're going to have to burn another timeout, and Coach McDowell's not happy having to waste another timeout.
Yeah, especially if you're trailing, you never really want to have to waste timeouts. You want to try to save them for that last drive of the game, so you have the ability to throw some plays over the middle or to throw them deep. But you just really never, ever want to have to burn timeouts on stuff like this. It's one of the things that coaches preach. Don't make me burn timeouts on stupid stuff.
Right you are. And timeout is finally about to conclude. Grand Oaks lining back up. Don't need to burn another timeout here. Play clock is at 20. Back in the pistol. College Park looking with that blitz. Low snap. Smith finds Wallace. He has plenty of open space as he's going to get the. There is a bad block by Roop. And
flags everywhere. That is the definition of a crackback block. He'll be lucky if he'll stay in the game.
There are some extracurriculars following that. They're trying to separate these players. You could hear there's another flag from. They're breaking this up. They're trying to move all these players to their sidelines. We understand. It's all about player safety. There's no reason to continue this escalation. You could hear the crowd from that.
That was a disgusting hit in every sense of the word.
Now, obviously, there are plenty of flags and referees' hats on the field. There was some chippiness from both teams. They are back on their respected sidelines. Obviously, there will potentially be some form of ejections following this. We're waiting for everything. Coaches even had to get on the field to separate their players. And that's something that you really don't need, especially this late in the game where it's been a fairly clean game. 4 penalties. The penalties have been mainly like false starts, like offsides, nothing too major. There's maybe 1 or 2 like late hits out of bounds in the face mask, but nothing as major as this right now. And during this official timeout, it's going to be quite a bit. We're not 100% sure because the referees are still conversing. They're going to take some time as they're trying to decide what is going on.
If I had to bet, they're probably conversing on whether to eject Roop from the game.
We actually had an ejection here last night for a hitting with the crown of the helmet, and that was one of the first ejections I've seen. And I've seen this in college before, and obviously in college they get to review specific plays like that. But obviously here it's Texas, it's high school football. We don't have the technology, and they don't have those types of rules where we are going to go to the booth to review anything. It's whatever the referee sees and whatever the referee says, and that's what's going to end up happening here. But still waiting for what the referees have to say. There's a bit of a short for the referee's mic. Waiting. So there were multiple unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Most likely it's going to offset.
Looks like they are still conversing, though.
You want to make sure you get this right. But both teams still conversing with their coaches before they bring out. Still waiting, still waiting. So the head coaches are talking to their players on the College Park sideline as they're huddling up. So one of the penalties that is on Grand Oaks is going to push them back in their own territory, and that was on the big hit from Roop. So that unsportsmanlike will push him back. It's going to be should be a second and 25. The line judges are waiting to get everything set. Hold on, the referees are going to stop this before play resumes, just because of where they were placing the ball, and they need to get the line judges on the opposing sideline, making sure that they have the first down markers correct from moving the ball following the penalty. Right? It's going to be a 15-yard, so it should be a second and 25, right?
Yes, it should be second and 25 because I believe it was the unsportsmanlike.
Or even just the spot of the foul, so wherever the spot of the foul occurred.
Right.
So Smith now drops back, throws, and as he finds Wallace again, gets positive yardage.
So another flag down.
And that flag is near the Grand Oaks sideline. Plenty of penalties. That will be the story of the fourth quarter. And that's another flag on Grand Oaks that is going to push him back even further.
It's like it was an ineligible receiver downfield. On those, it's on those screenplays. You got to make sure that the linemen stay at the line of scrimmage.
Exactly. Yeah. By the time he passes, you want to make sure that the ball is out of the quarterback's hand before you start moving downfield. Getting a little overzealous on the line. But yeah, it's third and eternity now for Grand Oaks.
I think if you look at the first down post, you can see a Buc-ee's right next to it.
You need to get some beaver nuggets. So Smith, low snap, moves up, steps up in the pocket, throwing downfield, just short of Kent. It is going to be a fourth down. And while we were talking about this earlier, Grand Oaks is going to need to stay out on fourth down. But with how far back they're pinned, you don't want to go for it on 4th and 24, do you?
I mean, at this point in the game, it's kind of whatever, honestly. Looks like it's actually looks like they're gonna keep it as third down, though, according to the marker.
Okay. So it's 3rd and 24 instead. Third and 24 for Grand Oaks. Smith getting blitzed, trying to evade pressure again, and now he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. College Park bringing the blitz, taking him down, and now it's fourth down.
Yeah, now he will come on the punt team.
With a lot of the flags and the penalties that occurred, kind of lost my bearings of what down it actually was. I do apologize to those that are still with us watching at home. So Beltran back to return for College Park. He's lined up at the College Park 25. Rosado ready to punt. It's good distance, high bounce. College Park is going to start at their own 25. Actually, no, he's going to start at their own 27.
Really, the main thing for this right here, for this drive right here, is they need to maintain what they've been doing with the clock. They need to start running down the clock. It's almost like they need to be in the 2-clock mode almost, but also try to score to really seal the game.
They have a comfortable lead. 9 minutes left. They have all their timeouts. They're in sole possession of going home with a win and reigning on the parade of Grand Oaks homecoming game.
That's Bravo Jr. and at quarterback, actually.
So Bravo is now in. Good catch, as they are going to go ahead and so they finally feed Jordan Stiles tonight. Haven't really called his name other than him going in motion. So it's a loss of 2 as Rodrigo Bravo is taking over for Hughes at the moment. Ball on the 25. College Park 25. Bravo throws and finds Stiles. Plenty of space in the open field. There is another flag.
It's like a flag. It could be holding, it looks like, on College Park.
So you're right on that one. It's going to be a hold. It's going to push him back. While College Park has been playing mostly a clean game tonight, more penalties have occurred in the second half than the entire game. Is now going to be a second and looks to be 17. 8 minutes left in regulation.
It's like here comes another Wildcat formation.
Yeah. Chwanik. Play clock is at 5. They might have to take a timeout if they can't get the. Yep, College Park is going to go ahead and take a timeout and not get one of those penalties. And Coach Coates on the sideline wasn't a little happy that they couldn't get the snap in time.
Yeah, but it's interesting that they're going back to this Wildcat formation. You know, you got a comfortable lead. I think this is the point where maybe you try to maybe look at some plays, some of the trick plays and stuff like that that you have maybe lined up for the next week, and you maybe try to see maybe if they can work, you know, test them in an in-game, real-game situation.
Speaking of next week, I know we don't want to jump ahead to next week. I know that there are going to be 2 games next Friday, and we'll cover that later on the broadcast. Give you a preview of the schedule, what we're looking at. We haven't even had a chance to focus in on any of the other games that are going on in the district because of how exciting this game has been tonight. But Chwanik in the split back. Hands it off, gives it to Beltran. Looks to get maybe a yard if you're being generous. 3rd and 16. Don't have that many plays in the playbook to get 16 yards. But Bravo's going to be back in under center.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, you know, in these 3rd and long situations or 3rd and very long situations. Probably just a simple run up the middle, get a couple of yards to maybe try to pin him back deep on the punt.
Lining up with 3 wide receivers. Chwanik goes in motion. Play action. Little swing pass, but it is unfortunately dropped out of the hands of Jaden Agoli.
Yeah, he had a goalie open. That would have been a first down, if not more.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it was a nice little, almost like a pop-up floater pass is what it looked like. But unfortunately can't complete it, and now they're going to have to punt.
Beltran back to punt again. Cloud lined up right at the 50, hovering around that apple. Nice punt from Beltran. Cloud decides to not pick it up from the bounce. That was a wicked, wicked bounce. And we're going to see if Grand Oaks can try to get anything going here. I know we said this last drive for Grand Oaks, but this is make or break right here. You have to put some points on the board if you want to stay in this game.
Yeah, I mean, really, for this drive, out of any of the other drives, we've said it for the past 3, But this drive, especially, you absolutely need to score if you want to have a chance at staying in this ball game.
Smith hands it off to Wallace, cuts back, runs up the middle, gets some positive yardage. You'd want a little bit of tempo here.
Doesn't appear to be what they're doing. Looks like they're going with their simple tempo they've been using all game.
College Park looking to bring a lot. They're bringing 4. Smith has plenty of time looking downfield, looking for Cloud. It's going to be an incomplete, which will make it a 3rd and 5. As the play is about to resume in a second. A couple of things going on within the district. Obviously, we know that Conroe's bye week is this week, and there were 3 games tonight. The Highlanders are over at Moorhead playing against Caney Creek, and they are leading 44-7 at the moment in the 4th quarter. And Willis Wildcats are putting up work north of us here, hosting Cleveland. It's 63-0. So another handoff to Wallace. I think he gets the first down here. So following his blockers, he was able to get the first down. But the clock is still going. It's just 6 minutes left here in the game. You want some sense of urgency with being down 2 scores.
Right, you want some sense of urgency. I would have liked to see him maybe try to step out of bounds instead of get tackled on that play.
Smith had his man that was right to Kent in his hands, trying to make the move before he was able to get full possession of the ball. But that was a good pass over there to Kent right in his hands. Unfortunate, incomplete.
There's just been some miscues in the passing game. Drop passes, passes thrown, passes overthrown and underthrown. I think that will be one of the real telltale signs of this Grand Oaks offense.
Second and 10. Thrown to the middle of the field, looking for Roop. Smith has a quick release, but at the same time, I don't think Roop had enough time to get his route in. But with the way that this College Park defense has been bringing pressure, Smith has been trying to get the ball out as quick as he can without getting hit. And he was hit as he was thrown. So now 3rd and 10. Guys are hovering near midfield right now.
Yeah, but
Play clock is at 5. They're going to have to burn. They might have to burn their last time out here. Nope, they actually get it off in enough time. Pocket collapses on Smith. He has plenty of space. He's going to go ahead and run with it. He gets the first down, looking for the sideline. That's one of those moments where you want to attempt to slide. But good on Smith, knowing that the pocket collapsing, saw just so much space on the far side of the field, gets back into College Park territory as he runs out of bounds and gets the first down.
Actually a smart play for him not to slide, able to run out of bounds and stop the clock there.
That is true.
Since they do only have one timeout. They're in Cavalier territory. This could be a big drive.
I was looking more about the whole not wanting to take a big hit near the sideline. But obviously Beltran was smart because he knew if he would have hit him going out of bounds, it would have been another penalty. Play action pass. Smith going deep, looking for Preston Cloud in the end zone. Almost intercepted. Great coverage by Tim Thomas, who had the blocked field goal earlier in the game.
This is a great play by Thomas. He almost intercepts it. He's just able to leap and knock the ball out of the air. That was just a great play. That's definitely been the matchup to see the defensive back and wide receiver matchup of the night.
And that's why we haven't seen much of Cloud tonight, with Thomas in coverage. And there were times that Thomas has been playing back. It's more like, hey, we're baiting you to try to throw. And Kent taking in for Thomas. Thomas is going to get some rest on the sideline as Wallace gets himself a handsome run. Looks to be 14 or 15, and another first down for Grand Oaks.
That's one of those things that you'll sometimes see late in the game. The defense, they know that they need to score, so they're thinking pass. They're already lined up. They already have it in their heads that this is a passing play. The offense knows that it's a run play, so they're able to just block it real good.
And take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it and get a nice run.
So 5 minutes remaining here in regulation. Smith, play action, moves up in the pocket, looking towards the end zone. Great coverage there. He was looking for Kent. I think that was Jordan White, the sophomore defensive back, in coverage.
It's just been great defensive back play, great coverage by these College Park defensive backs. You haven't seen very many big, huge plays from the passing game here by Grand Oaks, except for that one in the first quarter or the second quarter.
At least 4 different defensive backs for College Park have been able to have at least one interception on the year. So it shows how great, as you were saying, this defensive back core has been for College Park. Smith slinging it, incomplete.
It appears that this tempo a little bit is almost starting to come back to bite them because that play clock was running down. They snapped it with about, I believe, two seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah, they've been gambling with that play clock as it's at 25 seconds right now. We're going to keep an eye on that because you need to get a play. You need to get the guys to the line of scrimmage. You have 1 timeout remaining. And you're going to need that if you're able to punch it in here and get a score. So 3rd and 10. Smith decides to keep it. Throws it over the line of scrimmage, so it's a flag as Cloud. So throwing it past the line of scrimmage, that is an obvious penalty on Grand Oaks. I was expecting Smith to just keep it and run and try to get maybe 5 because there was no one really there. The safeties were back maybe 10 yards.
Yeah, he had room to run there to make it a more feasible 4th down. Now it's a 10-yard penalty, and it's about 4th and 20 or 3rd and 20. My apologies.
Okay, 4th and 14. Obviously, you're going to see the Grand Oaks offense stay out on the field. Keep an eye on Kent and Cloud there at the top of the screen. College Park bringing everyone. Smith looking, throwing as he's hit, throws an interception.
He was across the line of scrimmage again, but I have a feeling that this penalty is going to be declined.
So Jordan White gets the interception, but you're right. I'd say that throwing it past the line of scrimmage again. And that's going to be another defensive back for College Park getting another interception on the year. That's the 3rd interception thrown by Smith this season.
But this drive, if they could score here on this drive and run down the clock, it'll pretty much seal the game for the Cavaliers.
Here come the Grand Oaks defense. College Park offense being led by Rodrigo Bravo. I'm thinking of that old John Wayne movie, Rio Bravo.
It's more Wildcat formation, it looks like.
So Chinowick is going to be getting the snap. Keeps it. Runs up the gut. So Chinowick gets maybe 3. And all College Park needs to do is chew up more clock.
And you know, for College Park, Coach Kyle Coates, he was definitely telling his players, like, hey, this is Grand Oaks' homecoming. This is their biggest game of the year. Let's go out there and ruin it for them.
Yeah, especially last week whenever College Park won their homecoming. They want to continue to celebrate. So play fake. Chwanek keeps it again, and he gets close to the first down marker. Actually just 2, maybe 3 yards shy of the first down marker.
They're keeping this wildcat formation out on the field. This is very interesting, but it's been working so far on this drive.
You can expect probably another design run here with Chwanek. Play clock's at 10 for College Park. They're going to just go ahead and let that play clock get close to 0 as much as they can while we're near 3 minutes left in regulation. And College Park gets a fresh set of downs as there's 3 minutes left in regulation, and I think that this is probably going to do it. I know that I'm speaking really early, but 3 minutes left, you have a 14-point lead. While College Park hasn't been running the ball too much this season, they've been successful whenever they've been utilizing the ground game tonight.
That they have, and they're lining up at the Wildcat. They've been doing, it's almost a Wildcat drive, it feels like.
Chwanek keeps it again, gets tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they definitely had it sniffed out that time.
So Ryan Simpala able to draw second down with a loss. There's 2 minutes left in the game. Ball hovering around midfield, still in College Park territory. We know the Hughes night is done for College Park. Just need your Wildcat offense to secure the win for the Cavs, and it's another rush from Chwanek. Gets back from the loss. It's now going to be a 3rd and long.
Yeah, their Wildcat offense, it's been helping them so far in this drive. They've ran down the clock a whole lot, as they'll be able to run it down to about a minute. Or less than a minute, actually.
Yeah, and that's what College Park is basically doing. They're going to get it underneath a minute, and while they are trying to get that first down, they're going to go ahead and hand it off. And I think that's Almeida. And under a minute left here, it's going to be a 4th down. And College Park is going to go ahead and, well, Grand Oaks is going to use their final timeout with 54 seconds left.
Yeah, smart to use their last time out there, because now they've got a minute to work with to try and score here.
While it's been an exciting game the entire night, it's been all College Park in this second half. And you even called it a defensive battle.
It very much has been a defensive battle, and College Park's defense, they definitely won it. Especially with all those big plays, all the batted down passes by the defensive backs. Able to plug up those gaps with blitzes on the run plays. They've definitely won the defensive battle.
And even tight coverage from the defensive backs. Now Cloud is lined up back over at the 20.
Now they're going to punt.
Now Beltran back to punt. Cloud signals for a fair catch. Grand Oaks is going to start their final drive of the night at their own 21 with 47 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, at this point, he's got to take a shot and pray for an onside kick.
So Hail Mary.
I believe it is definitely Hail Mary time.
Take a shot downfield or try to get at least an intermediate throw near a sideline and play with some tempo. As Grand Oaks lines up. Roop goes in motion. Trips left. Smith under pressure loses the ball. Almost recover.
And
The Cavaliers do
it.
recover. That's going to do it, guys.
That'll do it for this game. Big turnover there.
Now all that College Park needs to do, line up in the victory formation and go home with the W under these Friday night lights. Here comes the offense.
It looks like they are just going to take a knee.
Easy enough, lining up in the victory formation. Just going to let the clock run out and go home with the W. So Bravo. Bravo to the Cavaliers as Bravo takes the knee. And Wes, that does it. As time is going to expire, obviously there's no more timeouts for Grand Oaks. Both teams are going to their sidelines, shake hands. Unfortunate series of events tonight for Grand Oaks, losing for their homecoming game. That puts them at 1-2 on the season in district. They're now 3-2 on the season, to be exact. And now College Park is 3-2 this season, now 2-1 in district, and look to hold that number 4 spot in the playoff seeds right now, in the seeding right now. But time has expired. I believe that the halftime show will be taking place because Grand Oaks had their homecoming, and they're going to bring their band out to the field with their drill team so they can get their halftime show that was taken over by homecoming, which we want to say congratulations yet again to Addison and Carson, your Grand Oaks homecoming king and queen. But Wes, your prediction tonight, spot on.
Yes, it was. It very much was a defensive battle.
I'm going to go ahead and pat you on the back.
Thank you. Very much was a defensive battle, Just great play, honestly, by both teams in the first half, and then College Park able to just control the clock in the second half. That's what's really helped them win.
Exactly. Just getting the turnover, especially off of the kickoff return, just drawing that fumble. They controlled the third quarter. They ate up at least 10 to 11 minutes alone. And that's what helped them seal this game.
Yes, it definitely was what helped them seal this game.
Well, we're still going to be live as you see some of the highlights still going on. And Grand Oaks, they're bringing their band and drill team, about to bring them onto the field so you can enjoy the halftime show. But we're not going to be talking and interrupting them, are we, Wes?
No, we are not. Because I believe now it is time that we must bid the people adieu. So goodbye, mwah, and good night, bang.
For Wesley Turner, I'm Jackson Cochran. You guys have yourself a great night. Have a safe weekend. We're going to be back here again next week. Let's look at what the schedule has in store for Week 6. Caney Creek is going to be on the road in Cleveland, and Conroe will be at Moorhead hosting Oak Ridge. Looks like The Woodlands will have their bye next week. College Park will be here next Friday hosting Willis. And then Grand Oaks is going to go on the road to New Caney. College Park has quite the battle in front of them hosting Willis. Willis is still undefeated on the season. But everyone, enjoy the halftime festivities that are going to be here post-game. And we'll see you here next week on Friday night following the broadcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be amazed. It's time to feel the rhythm, the excitement, and the power of music. Please give a thunderous welcome to the sensational Grand Oaks High School Grizzly Marching Band and Guard. The Grand Oaks High School Marching Band is under the direction of Michael Blake, Luke Stoner, Percussion Director Israel Lopez, and Senior Drum Major Cameron Nye, Senior Drum Major Adam Hyde, Senior Drum Major Sophie Wilson, and Junior Drum Major Megan Bowers. The color guard is under the leadership of Captains Peyton Sunderman, Liana Ramos, Gabrielle Clark, and Lillian Soignier. The Grand Oaks Grizzly Twirler is Texas State Champion Emma Latte. This evening, the Bandit Guard invites you into the Dragon's Cave and bring you along for the ignition of an epic battle, culminating in the loving bond between a dragon and its trainer, and taking to the air for the flight of their dreams. So move to the edge of your seats as The Christian band section of the week is the clarinet section. Band fitter of the week is Jackson Paul. Freshman of the week is John Sosa. Guard member of the week is Emily Sosa.